I'm bringing you this, which is a true story last night, and I wasn't too happy about. Um, why do people hate homeless so much? Why I come home with friends, and yesterday it was so cold. Uh, they needed a place to hang out and everything, and fed them dinner last night, which was my friends. They got into town. They had everything stolen. Um, and they came around to my apartment last night and pushing a grocery cart because they lost all their clothes. They don't drive. They came in off the Greyhound bus, sat down outside in the cold, freezing my ass off. My hands were so couldn't hardly move them, couldn't hardly walk because of the cold air. I had my hood, I had my gloves, I had my coat, and everything else. And it's hard, seeing friends out there on the streets that just came into town, moved here, then I bring them back to my apartment, and everybody started calling the landlord and said they can't be in your apartment. And I'm like, what the hell? What the fuck is going on? Why is everybody calling me on the, calling them, calling the landlord and everything else that have to do, bugging me about it? I have a roommate that his father comes over and says, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, now go home." And my other neighbor comes around and says, here's a phone call. It's the landlord. I'm not gonna mention. I'm not gonna say about his name and everything else. And he's telling me and yelling at me, saying that if they stay overnight, the police will be called out, and all this and everything else, and it's like a madhouse. I don't think that's right. That I have, friends and family that are, that come over just to visit me, maybe just to hang out and, do everything else. But I'm just very angry that they didn't get to stay overnight and everything else. And, it's because of one thing that they were pushing a basket. They lost all their clothes, they lost all their money, and it's, they just got into town. They're trying to start over, move from a different city, and, it's horrible. You know, why are people like that? Why are people hating homeless so much? McDonald's down in Florida and California, a couple of them are here in town where I'm at. You know, it's it's like they don't care about the homeless. Do I have to shave my beard, my goatee, and my hair, and everything that's hair on my body, so I can prove it that I'm not homeless, that I have an apartment? I can prove that I have a key to my own apartment. You know, it's crazy. We got to give them a break. It's bullshit that we have to deal with this every single day. I go out and help, my friends that I meet on the streets that they've gone through the same thing. It's hard for everybody to, that come from out of town or whatever, and they try to find a place, and and that they don't have money, but they're willing to earn it. Then and it's just horrible, you know, and I'm like going, no way, you know, it just makes me, upset. And and it just really pisses me off that we have to deal with all this, seeing our friends and family that are homeless, and it ticks me off
that we have to go through this, in every city, every state, everything else that we have to, live by. You know, the women don't have shelters. The only thing that they did Saturday, uh, just a couple of days ago, they shut down the overflow shelter for the women. Where in the hell are the women going to stay? It's ridiculous. You know, what are they going to? What are the women going to do now? The guys got their own shelters, and they got probably about 2 or 3 of the shelters for the men, but there's no shelter for the women. It's stupid that they don't have shelters for the women. Some places that they want to do, they want to take a shower, they want to put on their clothes, you know, get some rest, get something to eat. And, my landlord called me on the phone and said, if they're staying there, they stay overnight and they don't leave in the morning. This was like last night talking about, this morning. And if, they're not gone and I come over there, I'll bring the police over. What? You don't like homeless? You don't like people coming around your apartment? I think I have the right uh to do what I want to help out. They're not squatters. They don't do nothing. They're not going to start anything. They just want to rest up where it's nice and warm. Yeah, last night, and, it was cold. It got down to 20 something degrees last night. And you're asking them to leave when I pay you rent? Right now, it's 39 degrees outside, and they're saying that it's supposed to be, the low 44 with the high 55. Where's the warm weather? The wind's coming from, the south like it was yesterday. Let me see what it is right now. I'm looking on another phone, so just bear with me and everything else. And it just really ticks me off that people don't really care about the homeless. It just makes me so upset that we have to do a lot of things for the homeless. We try to help these people. And, they don't care. What are we supposed to do next? Hand them out money? Right now, what I see right now, it's 51 degrees with the southeast winds at 15 miles per hour. I can open up my door right now and say, put on my hat, put on my clothes, put on my gloves, put on my shoes, and walk out and say, hey, it's cold outside. What's next? Now they're saying less than a couple hours, it's supposed to be up 55 degrees. And it's getting ridiculous that we have all these people that are trying to, find homes for these homeless, try to help them find food, try to help them feed them. And I'm getting punished for other people, mistakes. My neighbor had his friend come over. He didn't leave until 16 months later,
and I get in trouble for it just for having my friends and family over, for, especially for Easter. And you want to threaten me of calling the cops and have you come out when you're calling them squatters, and a couple hours later they called them again and said, oh, I had another person that walked in the house last night. My baby cousin, she came over last night. There was no funny business going on. We made, jokes about it. And you want to start bullshitting with me all over this? That you want to threaten me and kick me out? That I've been helping you? Yeah, I made one mistake, last year, not coming up with, rent. Then you want to threaten me again, saying that if they don't get out, that they're not supposed to sleep, nighttime, and you want to send the police out with that, then you want to kick me out. $500, you want to kick everybody out and have me leave everything in my home and, do this other bullshit stuff. And, it's pathetic. Why are you blaming me for it? And people are looking for apartments. Now you got a thing that you want to start with of giving applications out, and you want that extra $25, that you want to know them more. Why are you willing to, do an application fee and look at their background and do this other stuff, and you want to charge them for that? When I moved in with my roommate, the only thing that I had to pay was rent, deposit, and everything else. Then you want to start, adding this on and having the cops come over. Had one person that causes problems, and then you had another person that did that, and then you had another person did that, and I get blamed for it. Why attack me with your threats? And I don't think that's right that you have to, accuse me of all this. I don't think it's, fair that I have to go do everything. Accusing me of saying that I need to move out as soon as possible, that you want to threaten me with all your threats. And then, come back and say, hey, you did something wrong. So I called them up on the phone. I said, this is what I did. I said, they're not here. They left last night. I fed them. And they took everything, from the blankets and everything else. And, we joked around last night. And now you want to start stuff with everybody, and that, come on, give me a break. You want to do this. Then you want to start a bunch of stuff with other people that don't want to try to help you out. Then you want to throw me out because I have my family, my friends that need a place to stay for the night because of the cold air. No, I have problems with a lot of people that bring, people around and everything else, and and start a lot of, BSing and bullshitting and everything else, and how am I supposed to know that they're homeless, and, what about the people that you bring off the streets that they want to find an apartment? And then you don't tell them that we can't have any problems here. What are they gonna do? they're gonna go out, have someone come in and bring drugs in. Then you got someone else that's trying to, start some BS and everything, and you don't trust them. Come on, are you fucking serious? Why are you doing this? You're supposed to be a nice guy. They want to look at the apartment. You know, so they can make up their mind. Because my cousin, my friend that I call, and that's why they want to be here last night so they can wait and talk to you about the apartment. That way they can make up their mind on about moving in. And then you threaten me, like I said, you want to threaten me and do everything else and be rude about it and everything else. You know, come on, give me a break. Maybe it's time for me to leave my apartment, find someone to love, move in with them, and start my life over. And and you want to be rude about it. Look how many people that left that have people that had that bring their friends. You didn't say nothing about them, but last night you had to say something about me because my friend pushed the grocery cart over to my apartment that had their stuff that they're starting over with. You know, come on, grow up. Especially if you're a landlord. Why would you bring over a cop and have them ask them to leave when they're trying to relax and everything else, trying to get out of the cold air? And it's, you know, they're not doing nothing. They're human. Ah, no problem. I'm talking about as I can, talking about the homeless. I had my friends, uh, my family. They came into town. They had their clothes. They had their money. Was taken, and their best friend, took them around and everything else. And when they went into Walmart, they come back out with stuff. Their stuff was gone. Clothes, money, everything else. You know, and they don't have no money. They don't have no clothes. They had to start over, and everything else. But they're trying to find clothes, and the only way to do that is that they're stuck outside with no shelter, no food, no nothing, and they bought a couple of things at the store of having lunch meat, chips, water, food, other types of food, blankets and everything else, and it's like everything comes back on me. I'm trying to be a nice guy. I'm trying to help family and friends, and you got people out there that bring in their friends or family, and you don't say nothing to them, because they came over last night pushing a shopping cart. It's ridiculous. You know, people out there, they don't want to meet their family because they're homeless, that they smell, that they want to do stuff. They're willing to do that. They're willing to take a shower. They're willing to have something, kick back, watch TV, sleep. They're making up for all this, sleep time. These shelters, you laying down, go to sleep, and 5:30, 6 o'clock comes around the next morning really fast. They're back out on the street. they came home last night and said, "Hey, what's up?" You know, they knew that they were my friends. We fed them last night. That they got to take their shower and everything else. You know, thank God for another friend that he helped that lived down the street from me. You know, that way they can, go to sleep and stay down there, hang out. You know, yes, I have food at home, but I want to go be with my family. It's just, but that's why I say, why is everybody so uptight? Why are people so angry about the home? Not afraid of. We're humans too, so they are too. You know, I go out, bust my ass in the cold, in the heat, you know, whatever. You know, it's just hard that we have to deal with day by day, especially at McDonald's down in California, here, Florida. What's next? What am I going to hear from McDonald's next? McDonald's and other schools that they don't want to. Maybe they're just trying to test McDonald's to see what they can do. I'm not a quarter mile from it. I pay the rent um, ridiculous that you're trying to threaten me and come down hard on me when they want to go. God, like I said. And tomorrow my landlord's gonna be coming over, but see if they're here, because he wants to see for himself. Everything else is going good right now. It's quiet, it's calm. Uh, Everything else, if you want to hear, some good news, you like slot machines, well, just go to Slot Chick, go to Payline, go to, you know, other slot channels. They go live, you know, they want to hear what's going on, see what's up, see what's going on. And it's, you know, they're not there to, hurt. They want to talk about what's going on. They want to talk about their channel. They want to try to help on what type of, games to try out. What games that's going to be happening next. When they're going live next. Try to have fun, make them laugh and everything else. You know, check out Slot Chick, Payline, Charlene, Indiana, fishing and gaming or whatever. If you like fishing, try it out. They're fun to watch. You know, but we're here to have fun. We're here to make people laugh. We don't start nothing with them. We're here to, live up their livelihood, make them laugh. We tried to help them 100% of what we can do to do everything for them. We can even, have them come by, other homes and try to help out of what we can do. And you want to cause problems for everybody? I don't know what's going to happen. If you want to kick me out of my own apartment, I can take you to court and we will have problems with that, you know. But get on my bad side, we're gonna have problems right there, you know. But accuse me of other things about anything, you know. Some of us have to do something and do a lot of things that we want, but we can't do it because we're being blamed for it. And it's, you know, I don't think that's right that we have to deal with this every single day, especially at different restaurants and, you know, and everything else, and be blamed for everything. What do we do? How we gonna, you know, show people that we care? How we gonna show people that we want to help out? How we gonna do things day by day? We can't, because people don't want us to help out. That they want to uh, do other stuff. You know, people are crude. People don't want to have, you know, be out there passing out their own money and say, you know, go get you some food, you know, go get this, go get you some, you know, nice clothes, and you tell them one thing that that if I come back, I don't want alcohol in your hands. Some people are like that. Some people don't even drink. Had one guy yesterday come into the park. I was hanging out with them, you know, friends, and you know, smoking a joint, and you know, shit, whatever was in it, and the guy walked past me a couple times, and you know, I smelled it. Smelled like weed, and you know, other things in it, and smelled like, you know, he put skunk smell in it, and I'm going like, oh, I'm getting, you know, my head was just throbbing, my face has got all swollen, and you know, you want to start this, you know, stuff. Then had one guy came around and asked me for a beer. Then you want to take stuff out of my donut box and everything else, and that I was gonna take home, and I was like, what the hell? I'm gonna, you know, eat it here, take some of the stuff, you know, put stuff in my, you know, in my pouch and everything else, and you want to cause problems. Why don't you just leave me the hell alone and move on with your life? And you want to cause problems for me? You know, why do you want to bug me about everything? Why do you want to do a lot of stuff and you want to start shit? Oh, we're not trying to start anything. We're just trying to be helpful. Come on, are you serious? Oh yeah, it's the best thing to do. We want to see if you can get pissed off. Well, I'm not that person to be pissing off people. You know, I'm not here to be pissing on people's legs, and you know, or uh, that I don't want to do. But if you're going to be pissing on people's legs or pissing people off and everything else, you know, grow up. Act like a human. You know, we're not there to start things. We're not there to, you know, be at your side, acting like a baby and everything else. And, you know, it's ridiculous that we have to deal with a lot of things. And and you're pissing on people's tombs, making them upset and everything else, and you just don't give a damn because people don't want to hear it. Bullshit. You just want to not keep the homeless out of your apartments, and you know people are being nice to people and everything else, and it's just really makes me mad. Especially seeing women that don't have a place to stay at night, that they want to crash out, they're tired, you know, that they want to crash out in the homeless shelter for women. But no, you want to close up that homeless shelter and start over for a new month. You know, you got these other shelters for the guys, and you don't want the women around. How in the hell are they supposed to, husband and wife, kids, and everything else? That you want the kids to be with the moms, not the dads. They want to have a family and everything else. You do stuff for them, at nighttime for food, and you don't want to deal with it. That's why people don't like, going into these, places. And you want to treat them like, shit, and that you don't care about it. They're there just for, to get back on their feet. But no, you want to do stuff for yourself. And it's just not right to see that happen to everybody else. And you just don't give a care about anything, about why you try to help people. We're there to help people that want to help. I'm glad that we had a lot of things, especially with, these high schoolers. They come out, just to, raise money for people, and you want to piss on the parade. You guys are talking about everything else, and telling these kids that they, stay in school and everything else, and you don't want to hear it because of what they say, and then you want to ruin, the other kids because they're doing something bad that they're trying to help. That you don't want them to be around, the homeless, and that they're willing to bust their ass. It's just not right, and you want them to feel the pain. It's it's not right. People want to help out. People want to help each other. That's why we have to work side by side and try to do a lot of things. But you won't let them. You're telling them that you don't want your kids to help protest or anything, and it's then they get home and they're like, "Oh, you did a good job," blah blah blah, and and you talk bad about your kids while they're in school, and you don't want them to help out. You're hurting their feelings. They're out there doing stuff. Yes, we used to be, probably homeless. I was homeless at the age of 9 when I lived out in Las Vegas. And, with my brother, with my dad, I've
I've been to other cities, living on the streets, and it was hard to try to find that, you know, place where you can find the food, where to crash out, uh, where to go to the bathroom. Some of these restaurants, this is what I don't get. This is what really pisses me off. Some of these restaurants, or Salvation Army, the YMCA, they don't want you to use their bathroom unless you're buying something as a paying customer. If you have to go to the bathroom and and you're sick, you got stuff wrong with with your body and everything else, you know, and they have like I'm gonna say diabetes, epileptic, people with COPD, they're using oxygen, and you're not gonna let them in just to use the restroom, just to get a drink, and they have their own car, they have their own house, and they want to join it, and you have, then people get in the way saying, hey, you'll have to leave. We can't have you in here because you just used our restroom first. We don't want you to sign up. We don't want you to have this. We don't want you to have that. Come on. Are you fucking kidding me? People grow up. How are they going to do that? How are they going to get back on their feet when they miss their family? When, when they just moved into town, they're trying to find a place to stay. They get robbed or they lose all their clothing, and, they're trying to go from place to place, and they're trying to get, find a job. They carrying their own phones, and, and these people are just, getting, sick and tired of, they look like they're homeless and everything. They don't care. I get so upset because of what's going on out in the world. People are stuck in the 60s or 70s or whatever part of, the era. This is 2000s. We need to help the homeless much as we can. I got friends and I got family that are homeless. Just keep you up to date what's going on. I had family and friends that came over last night. They lost everything. Their friend took them to Walmart. Set them up, took everything. Their clothing, their money, their food that they had, and took off from the Walmart parking lot. They came out, they had the basket and everything else, and you know, and they were looking for him. They couldn't find him. They called him. He wouldn't answer the phone, and you know, my friends came over last night, and you know, and they were calling the landlord, and it's like, oh, number four has too many people in the apartment, and you know, bringing the phone to me and having talk to the landlord, and saying, hey, we can't, I don't like squatters, I don't like homeless people, um they can't spend the night, and if they're still there the next morning, I'm gonna call the police. Then I'll have to pay $500 and have you asked, to leave. Where am I gonna go? I don't get paid until tomorrow, and you want me to leave? That's fine. I'll find a motel to stay in, till I find another place, just for that night, or I'll stay at a friend's house. But you want to threaten me, come over, and everything else, and you have other people that want to go, stay with somebody. It's like in this apartment complex that I live in. Nobody did tell me that I can have friends that come over and being threatened by other people. You know, actually, when I have a roommate, we're on the lease, and I ask you if I have friends over, and then they're like, "Oh, it's no problem," and it's now you're trying to threaten me with all the threats, and call the police on me and have me escorted out. Take some of my money and spend it. Now you're trying to tell me that I don't want you to move out. I've my roommate said that the only thing that he's wants is money every single month. That I'm being trapped in my own apartment, that I can't move out and everything else. But to me that's greedy. If you're gonna treat me as a greedy person, that means you're homeless too. Come on. If you're gonna need money and everything else, that you're asking people for money, meeting friends on Facebook, meeting friends on YouTube, any other sites, and then you want to sit down, so they can have sex with you or whatever, that you want the money and, and everything else. Maybe I should just move out of state, move out of the apartment, go find a better, apartment, with everything. To me, what I see here is not honesty, not truthful. You turn your back and lie to me. What I can say something about the landlord, fuck you. But I'm gonna get off here for right now, and I'm very upset and everything else. So enjoy the rest of the video. You can watch it from the very beginning of what's going on. And so I'm just gonna cut it off here. Hey, what's going on, Johnny? Talking about why are we getting pissed off of helping our family or friends, and why are the homeless being treated like shit? Why is McDonald's, treating people that are homeless, and you got people that are filming that they're trying to, get word from, from everything, and I was being nice to my friends. I had them over last night. Then every time I open the door, my neighbors come out and says, "Hey, the landlord wants to talk to you." It's too fucking cold to keep opening up the door. You're letting my heat out. I'm not heating up outside. Yeah, they're human like us. They don't care. And my landlord told me last night, said that they can't stay overnight. That they can be here, one night or a couple of nights or a whole year or whatever, and then threaten me, telling me that if they're here within, the next morning, that you're gonna bring out the cops, that have to be escorted, that they can't trespass on the property. Then I get kicked out for some stupid reason. Then now you want to charge for that application fee, that you didn't have me do that? Really? And I I just don't see it. If you're gonna be doing a lot of things for people that want to help out, that they're willing to help the homeless, Oh, I do the same thing. You know, it's ridiculous. You know, we have people right now. I can tell you one thing. Here in the state, the guys have the homeless shelter. But one thing that they're missing, they just closed the shelter for the women. And for the women and kids. And it's like, you turn around, where the women gonna sleep at? Where the kids are gonna sleep at? You know, they don't care. You know, and it's just it's very rude that that we have to deal with this, especially seeing the women now out on the streets, no place to go. It's cold out there, it's hot out there. Some kids can't handle the heat. Some kids can't handle the cold air. Some women can't handle the same thing. And you want to close up shop, and now the women and children have to sleep out in the streets in a motel room. And it's like they don't care. It's like they have to waste, try to find that job. They have to, try to find a job. Oh, yeah, in this torn down the military home bases that they could have. That's ridiculous. But that's what happened last night. That's why I'm so fucking pissed that they tore down the whole. Oh my god. I'm being treated like I'm a little kid, that I can't have family stay here overnight, and being treated like this, and have my neighbors come around with the phone and have me talk on the phone and telling me that if they're not going to stay tonight, and if they're there tonight, I'm going to bring out the police. And that means when I bring out the police, you'll be asked to leave also. It's just, ridiculous. Where am I supposed to stay? I don't get paid until the 3rd of every month. I'm on Social Security. A lot of people don't know that, but now you know. And it's like, where am I going to sleep out tonight? Do I have to go out to the homeless shelters and sleep just for one night, that I can't be in my own home, that you want to kick me out the next day? Then all of a sudden we'll have to wait until the next morning, when you get paid and everything else, and then you sit down and talk to me, and try to threaten me, trying to have the police come over and ask them to leave or ask me to leave. That I can't take my clothes, I can't take anything. I take medication for seizures, and you're not gonna let me take my own medication that I have to have 24/7, and you want to treat me like shit, treat me with no respect. It's because of one person in this damn apartment complex that started it, and I'm not too happy about it. It's because my friends came over with a grocery cart that they had all their stuff stolen. They're trying to start, their life after moving down from another city, that they had their stuff stolen. Because they're pushing a grocery cart, trying to find the clothes, trying to find the food, that they had in their backpacks, that they had clothes in there, that in the shopping cart full of blankets. They're trying to keep themselves warm. And, you know, it's ridiculous. I was out in the cold air hanging out with them. Yeah, I was freezing my ass off with them. I said, do you want to go, hang out with me for a while? Maybe stay with me overnight and everything else. And I told God, I said, please don't let this happen to me. And all of a sudden, another friend of mine has his own place. And God must have told him that I was having problems. And thank God he took him in for the night, maybe for a couple of nights, so they can get their pay. Because my best friend's wife is collecting disability, and she don't get paid till the 3rd also. And so, but that's what's going on. That's why I'm very pissed off and very upset and very fucking mad because of what's happening. And it's like I'm being treated as a homeless, that I'm trying to help people out, and it's, people are so fucking rude that they're being treated like animals, and it's just horrible. But I'm gonna get off of here. I will be back talking more about it later, and see what my friends are up to, and talk to them and see what they've been up to, and talk to them to see how long they're going to stay with another friend of mine, and see what's going to happen. But I will bring you that information later. I'm going to go right now and bring you that special message later on this evening. So I'm going to go have dinner with them, but I will be back later on this evening to give you that information, and talk to some more friends and see if they need a place to stay. If they get paid, I'll even talk to my landlord tomorrow morning and see if they are eligible for the apartment. I didn't even have to go through, the extra money just, for the application and everything else. And, I just gave them, the money for the rent, for the deposit, and moved right in really quick, because 4 people screwed it up. 4 people screwed it up for me, for my roommate. We could have had, for them to stay overnight. But we did help them last night. We gave them something to eat last night because they didn't want to stand out in the cold air. It was so cold, the temperature dropped all the way down to 24 degrees. So I'm just going to leave at that. I will keep you up to date what's going to happen later on and see what they say. So I'm going to take off right now. I'm going to go meet up with them and to see what's going on with them. And I'm going to text them and see where they're at. So guys, take care. Keep your head high, feet on the ground. If you have to help the homeless, help the homeless. They'll be glad to help you with that. They'll be happy for that. Give them, go to McDonald's, feed them hamburgers or Go to like a steakhouse. Let them eat with you. See what happens. And some of these places, they don't care. McDonald's, I'm gonna have to stop eating McDonald's and stop eating there. Because it's getting ridiculous, and a lot of people are getting so bent out of shape because of what's going on. So I'm out of here. I will keep you up to date what's going to happen next. So take care. Keep those faces smiling, head high, feet on the ground. Peace.